Welcome everyone. Training organizations often rely on intuition or surface level feedback to understand their learners. But the truth is, guys, students could be failing mock interviews. You may not know why. You might see low placement rates, but you lack clarity on which skills, which roles are misaligned. Without these detailed insights, it's like driving blindfolded. You are making decisions, but are you confident? Are they the right ones? What's going on? Right? So what we want to show you today is something very simple. Wanted to show you is Nexa can change the game for you, and our platform collects and analyzes data at every stage of the student's journey, learner's journey, job seeker's journey, from as soon as they do the onboarding to uploading resumes, and you guys can see everything in real time and make really good decisions, which ultimately will help you save money and actually make more money, because when your placements go up, more people will want to work with you, right? Either your workforce development, your college, university, your boot camp, your training organization, it doesn't matter. That's the whole point, right? Nexa will track specific metrics, how well students perform in mock interviews, which ATS keywords are missing from the resume, the skills that they consistently struggle with, so we can take that back to their curriculum and improve it, right? We can get custom tailored reports for each cohort, showing trends in how and what are the best performances, what are the challenges going on. And the best part is employer feedback loops, right? We integrate with employer feedback to help you understand what is also being taught or what you should be missing, so what did you not get in these interviews and how can we incorporate back into our curriculum. So I want to just kind of show you exactly how this works, and we're going to dive in right now. So as you can see here right now, guys, this is your main dashboard, right? So from a glance, this can always be updated. You can see like on a larger view how many practice rounds we're using. One of our entry-level learners, our organization is graciously let us, kind of use this demo information. So it tells you, in a sense, it's looking at how many man hours would it take to build resumes, to do this interview, to do this information. And it kind of tells you like so far, 1,500 minutes, $780 were saved, certain amount of users. So far, 11 people are only completing a resume out of 26 individuals. We could get better, right? People are leaving things. This gives you a way insight off the bat, but here's how you get a bit more detailed. So when you head over to reporting and analytics, you can obviously generate reports and you can generate analytics. This is important because it gives you actionable insight into somebody, right? So if I'm pressing somebody's name, for example, and I want to see, okay, how do I, they reached out to you, maybe they came out through a ticket integration and you need to help them. Well, you need to be valuable. You don't want to waste time, right? I want to see right off the bat, okay, cool. You have 3 resumes on deck. Okay, you're doing practice rounds. You're doing simulations. Okay, you're clearly doing some job searches, right? You got some job searches going on, right? You didn't set up any job alerts. Okay, cool. No worries. But you did some searches. Didn't apply to any jobs. Okay, so this tells me a lot of information off the bat. I can just know off the bat that your interview score round is a 1.96. That's not good. Even your interview simulations are 4. That's okay, right? Yeah, as you can see, your top score was here. You did do decent. Your top score was here, but it's still poor, right? And if I want to see what you're completing, okay, you're doing a bunch of random stuff. So if I'm teaching cybersecurity, I'll know, okay, are you steering away? Are you picking ones? Do I need to block a few of these, right? So that helps you understand, like, is someone doing and kind of steering off track, which makes it easier for you. At least the resume is not too bad, right? 7.20. If I need to download this for the future, you can save this. You just simply download the summary report. Here's where you can get a little bit more detail though, right? Of course, these are graphs that tell you like the average scores of all their interviews combined, and you can see it went up and then slowly he's declining. This is important because it gives you an understanding. You can interchange this graph with pretty much any of these systems over here. But let's say you want to get really detailed, right? Since we're already here, I'll tell you what this is. This tells you how many users you are. So, I got about, this person has 25 seats in their organization. They only set up, 22. But long story short, we were on an individual called Prithvi. So what we want to do is I'm trying to go to their account and I want to see a full overview, right? And that's where you can come here and I can get how they look like, obviously address, where they are. I can even view how their LinkedIn progress is going. And when they onboarded onto the platform, I can get it. So if I'm teaching, if you're a career advisor and you're in the department of, let's say, cybersecurity, you would assume that they would want to do this and you can make sure that they do it correctly. So when they said their current role is to be a sales rep at a bank, that would be the first thing I would tell them to go in ahead and update things like this, right? And I'll look at the answers and just get a, okay, cool. So I got a kind of basic skills gap analysis on where did they stand after taking our training, and where could I help them. And there's additional courses that are outside of the internet which also can tag back to your program. So if you want them to give recommendations of Nexa that's on your program, just feed us your curriculum, and in a single click we'll be able to do that. Okay, we came here and we saw some stats, right? Gives you a bit more detail. You can already do that. But now I want to see in detail, maybe like, well, what exactly are they doing with their practice round? So for example, if I was doing cybersecurity or coding or whatever the case may be, maybe let me see how their feedback looks like, right? Okay, so he's not answering even some questions. So maybe that's a good, okay, why aren't you? Did you need help? Is there something wrong? Did I not put it in the program? Okay, it's in the program. So why are you not referring to it to give it a try, right? Root cause, okay, I see an answer, score is poor, got it. So like, let's give you an idea. Are you doing, so these are interview simulations, are a bit more realistic, like how I'm talking to you, speech to speech. So they're very important. Shouldn't be a VP of sales because we don't need that. So it can help you see what is somebody doing. Are they just, screwing around? Are they helping using it? And obviously, more importantly, you can check their resume, you can download their PDF file or their Word file. You can even get direct feedback on their resume to see how it is, right? What's going on? What's the benefit of it? Is it worth it? And all that kind of stuff. And that helps you, right? So this is live feedback too. So if you want to compare to specific job descriptions, you can do that in real time. That's the benefit of this. Now, as this feedback was loading, I can clearly see it's pretty decent. Skills relevance was not bad. Overall, 6.5, not bad. Probably has other ones that are better. And that's not too bad. And obviously, if I want to compare that, and then once I look at the feedback, I can look at the resume, provide actionable insights, and then, directly come over here, maybe assign them a task and say, hey, I attach your resume. Here's the feedback I read. Here's what you're going to do. Or maybe they're available, right? And you can directly hit them on a chat or something. So that's some of the benefits of having analytics, guys. Like, it's in real time. It really helps them. Now you're probably wondering, well, what about reports? What about, what does this do? What does this benefit to? I'm coming to that right now. I want to give you an example of just what I showed you above with reporting, with analytics and having those tools. There was a 30% improvement rate in interview success by our A to C client. So that's because they were able to see a lot of their learners were struggling in a specific portion of the training. They didn't know that, or they couldn't gauge that right away. Or if they did, they would manually gauge it after talking to one by one person. Not proactive, they're actually reactive. Problems happening and you're backfiring, you're causing delays, and that causes user satisfaction, your learners to drop, and they might look to learn online or go to another boot camp or go to another college, right? Drop out. That's not what they're looking for. And worse for workforce development centers, right, guys? By doing this, they were able to see truly, okay, I know who's in my organization. I know we're offering really good career services. How are they using them? And how could I now get my low level work out of the way, let everybody come here and do what they need to do? And then I can see, are you on the right path? And if you're not, I can easily pinpoint where it is. And then we can either go back to their curriculum and learn it. And if it's missing from the curriculum, then be like, okay, interesting. This could be a case for now revamping our curriculum to be more employer ready. So I guess you guys see, how it's benefiting the best of the both worlds. This not only helps the job seeker, but now you're improving employer satisfaction. You're bringing people that are a bit more what the employer is looking for right off the bat versus waiting for feedback and months to go by and just like a very broken feedback loop. This is going to break that feedback loop for you, right? And also, this will really help with placement rates, but there's more to that, right? You now have quality. Your program is now seen as better. So now you're increasing your placement rates, but you also now, like, you technically basically doubled, tripled, quadrupled the quality of service you deliver. And now you look like as a prestigious program because your brand will be seen as, oh, we take career development seriously. We're able to see what you're doing. We can really help you and make that help, right? Obviously, part of that was what I said, identifying curriculum gaps, right? You can clearly see consistent struggles, example like cyber SQL in real time, and you can revise that. That's super cool, right? It makes it super great. So that's one of the best things I wanted to put here, guys. And like I said, I shared one of our success stories of how Intake was able to use analytics correctly and discovered that 70% of their students struggle with problem solving questions in technical interviews. They didn't know that. So they revamped their curriculum because they assumed they had it already. So they would tell people just go back and, understand this problem solving portion It was specifically for cybersecurity, and they just weren't getting there. So then they created a better part of their curriculum to say, hey, here's how to go about solving a problem and breaking it down when you reach it in the context of cybersecurity. I'm not here to teach you guys a cyber program. I'm just giving you an example. A few other things was there's now a 50% reduction in interview failures and confidence, meaning almost 90% of the entire program was more in tune to do these and not feel confident about how they can speak because once again, better analytics, they're able to take better action, they're able to give them better feedback. And every time they attacked these interview simulations, they were doing better and better. This in turn obviously helped their placement rates. And this is the kind of transformation that happens when you move the guesswork to actually seeing what's happening to people and then communicating with those people, which you wouldn't have to, or you'd probably be too late to, or it would take too long to get to them, or you'd be too much busy, it'd be wasting a lot of your time. And that's the main thing, right? So remember, you're not just teaching and you're not just basically trying to, move them through this train. You're empowering learners, right? You're empowering your job seekers with tools they need to succeed in today's competitive job market. And you're proving to them that your program has value with measurable outcomes. And that was the main thing that I wanted to show you guys, right? And aside from that, like I said, if you're ever in a place where you basically want to see in real time, like, okay, you know what? I don't have time to go through everybody individually, but I should just proactively once a month. Maybe I want to show this to my director of career services, or just like overall to the employee relations board or whatever the case may be. You can generate tools on like who has the top performing resumes and who's creating really good practice rounds. And even my favorite is you can recommend and feature requests what other tools do you want to see, who's applying to the most jobs. Cool, we can add that, right? So the limit is endless here. Like you have the full custom ability to do that, and you can obviously select everybody you want. You can call it what you want, and then you go ahead and generate this type of learner report. Now, once again, guys, if you feel like you're ready to now boost placement rates, you want to offer personalized coaching at scale and reduce your cost while you do this, right? You can get from 300, 400 learners and truly help so many more people. Maybe you're teaching something really important like tech, like cyber, like sales, like marketing, like cloud. I would love for you to get that to as many humans as possible, because what you're doing is you're creating knowledge that will change their life. So it's now, why don't we help them convert that knowledge into something that an employer can use and see out of them? And that's where Nexa will truly help you. And you can all do this, reducing your cost, reducing your time at scale, right? And then we're happy to help you with that. And it's free to use, right? It's free to try and use. So once again, I believe data is always the key to anything, especially a future career services, because it helps you get on a human level. We're not talking about using AI to do all this automated stuff. I'm talking about looking at data, saving time, talking to people and helping them. And they will then in turn recommend more people to help you. You make more money and you save money while doing it. I think it's the best cycle. It's not even about that. It's just more efficient, right? So we're obviously happy to help work with you, transform your organization. And listen, if you have any questions, please reach out to us. I'm always happy to answer, because the most fun thing you can do in 2025 is basically deliver the best career services possible. I think that's the goal for any workforce development center, for any boot camp, for any training organization. You guys teach something amazing. You want the experience after the training or while the training, or in between the training, to be just as amazing, to get them career ready. Simply having them there and maybe pushing them to an employer, only for them to get rejected, or a large number to get rejected, doesn't make sense. Make sure everybody comes and shows, that they're ready to provide value to today's economy. And once again, we're always happy. You can reply us, like, comment, and we'll be here to help you guys. Have a great rest of the year.